tres, probando, probando. And I do believe that we are live. Buenas noches, gente. This is, as always, Isidro Montalvo Espinosa, broadcast coordinator for Liga Nacional Puertorriqueña en Vivo. With me, as always, is my co host, the redoubtable Luisa. How are you doing?
Good evening. I'm doing very well. Happy New Year. Let's play some baseball.
I like it. Right to the point. And it is worth mentioning that thanks to Louisa, who I believe, if we did this correctly, should have a fancy new badge when she's in the chat for the channel. She should
Ooh.
have the artist badge, which I believe is not customizable. We'll see if that's a thing that we can do. But thanks to her, we have access to a whole series of new. Do you say emote or emote or emote? What do you say?
Twitch emotes. Emotes, I think I say.
Emotes. Okay.
Mhm.
Like jamokes.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. I think I say emote. Given a choice, which is weird because I say emoticon and emoji.
Yeah. Yeah, it is tricky. It's a tricky one to
Hmm.
parse.
Yeah. At any rate, they are the most adorable. Now this is going to be a problem. They are the most adorable emotes uh possible because they are based on my dog. Also, I just realized what the problem is and why you don't have your artist badge. Give me a second here.
Okay. I'm going to unlock. I'm going to use my Pesos de Pelota and I'm going to unlock a random sub emote and see what I get.
A random what vote?
It says unlock random sub emote. I can pay a little bit of my coins for
Oh,
that.
don't do that tonight. I
Okay.
it actually won't you don't have I don't have a sub mode going right now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes. Anyway, now you should have the artist badge. I don't know if it'll work within this chat, but it is on my roles manager. So now it will be available for you. This is what everybody wants to hear at the beginning of a ball game is a whole bunch of faffing about with
Hmm.
various things. But it's time we showed off these emotes. Dear Lord, that's gonna haunt me the entire time. All based on my dog, and therefore the most beautiful emotes possible. My dog, I say
Yay.
that like I'm not, like his job title doesn't exist. The commissioner of the
Hmm.
Liga Nacional Puertorriqueña, the best commissioner in sports.
He always has to get out there and check the field, eat a little bit of the grass, see what's
That's how
going
you
on.
know it's good.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Possibly hunt down any poop that is lying around, just in case.
So you can bark at the person responsible.
No, so he can eat it. He's kind of a gross boy. That's okay.
Well, I
He's
wasn't going to say that. I thought we were going to elide that piece of information.
no. We
Fair.
believe in presenting an honest and full portrait of our commissioner because he is still perfect,
It's
regardless.
true.
hmm Uh, so we have a ball game, right? This is a game in the Liga Veraniega de Principiantes, a developmental league attached to the Liga Nacional Puertorriqueña. Each team gets basically what amounts to a youth league team. Players can serve in the LVP up until they're 22, at which point things get hinky and interesting if they have not fully developed, or if their team is actually trying to win games. So, a lot of what we've seen in the past few years has been roster churn from teams that simply have 23 or 24-year-olds that they can't afford to hang on to. They don't have the roster
Mm.
space for it. They end up becoming pieces on other teams or traveling around the league. Very, very interesting mechanic that we've seen in the last few years. But here we have two of the best, I would say, dress teams in any part of the world. The
Mm-hmm.
Napoleónicos de Yauco in their blue and gold with their beautiful white vests, and unfortunately, Out of the Park does not have the ability to simulate bicorn hats, or we would have given them those too. are hosting the Fobianos de Lajas, the Lajas Fobians, which are, of course, the developmental team for the Martians. Makes sense. Phobos, Mars, the whole thing.
Sure.
It's a moon, right? You know?
Yes. I do love the colors. The colors are very Martian to me. I like that.
Yes, the colors, and it should be pointed out, you can't really see the logo here very well, but on their caps and behind Lajas or Fobianos, I forget which name they have when they're in their away uniforms, you will see the actual surface of Phobos
Ooh,
on their uniforms, which we're very proud of.
very scientific.
That's right. This game in particular, we're big fans of because the pitcher for Yauco, Xyzzy Plugh, the special prospect created by one of our patrons, is going to be pluing for two, basically. He is on the mound and also in the lineup. They call him the Guamanian Shohei Ohtani, except that I don't hate him. So I guess he can't be that alike.
Exactly.
Anyway, before we read out the starting lineups and get to what I'm sure is going to be a hilarious game, because every time we've come down to the LVP, things have just been out of control from pitch one. We've never seen a normal game in this league. We, of course, need to thank, even at this developmental level, we need to thank the most wonderful of our sponsors, who may very well be present at this game, as well as at the equivalent game in 2025. And who is that, Luisa? And why have they managed to live almost 100 years after this ball game?
And that would be Dr. Gonzalez. And it's all thanks to his wonderful wood tar liquor. Folks, 70,000 patients have been cured over 15 years with it. Chronic colds, rogue coughs, abundant chest discharges, asthma, bronchitis, and other respiratory ailments all cured. It helps with both consumption and also bladder catarrh. It purifies overhumored blood, and it whets the appetite for fattening. Not to be confused with other Dr. Gonzalez wood tar liquors, except no substitutes. And of course, it's sold in all good pharmacies, especially San Juan's own Farmacia Giametti, at the corner of Calle de San Francisco and Calle de la Cruz.
Thank you very much, Luisa. It is now time to read the starting lineups for both teams. First, for the visiting Fobianos de Lajas, leading off and playing center field, number 31, Santiago Garcia. Batting second and playing left field, number 32, Narciso Rodriguez. Batting third, the designated hitter, number 23, Rosendo Mercado. Batting fourth and playing third base, number 8, Filemon Perez. Batting fifth and playing second base, number 47, Jim Van Houten. Batting sixth and catching, number 37, Pedro Mendoza.
I see that Mendoza line is right on his chin there, huh?
It's doing wonders for his batting average, actually, through, 7 games.
All right.
Batting seventh and playing right field, number 48, Eduino Diaz. Batting eighth and playing shortstop, number 51, Niso Ortiz. Eurialo is a fairly popular name in the Liga Nacional Puertorriqueña. You don't see a whole lot of Nisos. It's weird that only one of Aeneas's doomed night attack guys. Spoiler for the 2,000-year-old epic poem, The Aeneid. It's weird that only one of them seems to have been popularized.
Yes, it's
Especially considering Niso is the braver one out of the two of them. He's the one who suggests it originally. Anyway, batting ninth and playing first base, number 52, Claudio Negron. Not very common to see the first baseman batting ninth, even at this level, I gotta say. But maybe I should keep my mouth shut, because you're gonna see what happens when we switch over to the other team. And now, for the home Napoleónicos de Yauco. Batting leadoff and pitching, number 50, Xyzzy Plugh. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Batting second and playing center field, number 43, Juan Castro. Batting third and playing right field, number 11, Nathan Moran. Batting fourth and catching, number 42, Americo Sosaya. Which, if we were in Spain, he would be Americo Sosaya. Which would be much more fun to say.
Uh-huh.
It must be admitted. Batting fifth and playing third base, number 37, Marco Cota, whose thin little strip of beard there appears to be off-center.
Interesting.
It might be just be the angle of the photo. Maybe he should have gotten his photo taken with Molina. You know, the portrait artist that we've read commercials for?
Oh, yes. There's quite a traffic jam down at Molina's
That's right, yes.
studio.
Batting sixth and playing shortstop, number 40, Neftali Modesto. Batting seventh and playing second base, number 47, Sebastian Negron. And some of you who are paying attention may remember that the first baseman for the Fobianos is Claudio Negron. They're from two different countries. Probably not related. And this is why I said I should keep my mouth shut about where the first baseman is batting. Because batting eighth and playing first base, number 49, Mooney Tynan. Or Tinnan. There's two N's in the middle there.
That's an awfully thick gray mustache for an 18-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah, you think he's using chalk in there?
I wouldn't be surprised.
And batting ninth and playing left field, number 2, Joshua Mingus. That's right, I know how to pronounce that correctly.
Very good.
Let's see. It is an 1,805 person crowd here. El Marenguito, which is a stadium here, named after the Battle of Marengo. And Marengo, Napoleon's horse, is, I think it seats 2,500, so it's actually only about 3/4 full. Clear sky, that's new. Temperature of 27 degrees, and the wind is blowing right to left. Let's say we get started on this ball game. Xyzzy Plugh is sitting at 14 innings pitched on the year, 1 win, 1 loss, 13 strikeouts, 6 walks, and 2.57 ERA. He's got a slider, curveball, forkball, changeup, and sinker. He'll face Santiago Garcia, who's sitting at a 1036 OPS with a home run and 4 runs batted in. It's time for the first pitch. Let's get going. The Fobianos are sitting in 8th place at 4-6, and Yauco is at 6-2. Plugh has given up 2 home runs so far in these 14 innings. And here he misses just a little outside the zone, low and away with a sinker. 1-0, and we are off. Garcia laying off the first pitch there. Second pitch, he fouls it off, a curveball right behind them, 1-1. Plugh's got to make good use of all 5 pitches today against this top of the lineup, as that sinker misses low, 2-1. Plugh, let's see, does he manage it? He does. He equalizes with another sinker. Just off vibes, who do you think wins this one, as we sit at a 2-2 count?
Oh, man. I feel like it's going to be Las, just because I like their uniforms better, I think.
That's exactly what I was hoping for when I said vibes. I'm going to say Yauco because I like their uniforms better. As much as I like Las, I like the unified look. Especially, you know what it is? It's those 2 buttons up top and then the cadet collar, I think that's called.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That together is so choice for me.
All right.
Big fan of that. All right, let's see what happens. 2-2 count. Can Plugh put him away? He does! Another sinker beautifully catching right down the middle. He attracts the swing, and then the sinker bends into the batter there. Out number 1, Plugh with his first strikeout of the game. He will now face Narciso Rodriguez, left fielder, OPS of 834, 1 home run, 6 runs batted in, and 2 stolen bases. 1 out, bases empty, as Plughs sends in a curveball that falls outside. That's 1-0. He tries to equalize, and he gets the swing on the second curveball. He ladles it on top of the other one, and evens the count, 1-1. Which is good. He's going to need to, because he cannot afford to give up some fly balls here. That outfield is not made to catch stuff. Look at Juan Castro. He is hopelessly overmatched out back there. It's a 2-1 count, as the game plan here seems pretty obvious. Everything has been down and away so far. Let's see if he changes it here. 2-1. Nope. Misses with a curveball again. 3-1 here. Plughs on the verge of following his first strikeout with his first walk. Let's see if he can work his way back into this at-bat. Rodriguez does him a favor there. Bounces that one to Tynan, still not sure. And he will take it unassisted for out number 2. So no damage done there. The bases will remain empty for designated hitter Rosendo Mercado. Big slugging threat. We would have expected him to already have a home run in the developmental league. He does not, but what he does have is an OPS from after the Byzantine Empire fell. I feel like that should have gotten a stronger reaction.
Sorry, I was eating my fries.
Ah, fair enough.
Yeah, that is very good.
Eating fries is such a good... That is such a good excuse. It should be used more by, like, actual announcers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're at the ballpark. They're going to have that delicious ballpark food, of course.
Exactly. Although, I don't know. It depends on which ballpark you're at. Some of those fries, I don't...
Yeah. But at least they're free, I'm assuming, if you're in the booth.
I would hope so. If they're not, what are we even doing here?
Yeah, exactly. We need to be a society where you get free fries if you're calling a game.
Getting Joker-fied in the middle of a ball game you're calling. Isn't that just Brockmire?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, here we go. 2 outs, bases empty for Mercado, as he doesn't go on the sinker by the barest of margins, and it's 1-0. Mercado's the kind of guy you gotta be careful with, as he lifts that one into left field. It arcs, it falls, and Mingus has it. Turns out you don't actually have to be that careful with him.
I guess so.
You throw him a curveball down and in, and he does the job for you, as it turns out. I was going to say that he is exactly the kind of power threat you need to watch out for at this level. He may not have a dinger yet this year, but Rosendo Mercado, weirdly... Oh, there's your problem. He's been entirely at the major league level. This is the first time he's actually been put to the Liga Veraniega, the first time he's gone down a level here.
Oh, wow.
So maybe this is the place for him to work a little bit on getting his stroke consistent, making sure that he can hit those long balls. He's had a couple of dingers in the major leagues, but nothing consistent. Anyway, this means we get to the bottom of the first, and that means the Napoleónicos take the field led off by their pitcher, Xyzzy Plugh himself, who is sitting at an 829 OPS, 1 home run, 2 runs batted in. But really what you came here for is to watch him run around the base paths. Plugh is right now a perfect 12 for 12 on stolen bases, which leads the Liga Mariana Bracetti, the half of the Veraniega that he's in.
Wow.
And the man he's facing is number 18, Joan Godard, who is, well, he really likes the number 5. He's pitched 5 innings. He's allowed 5 hits, 5 earned runs, and 5 walks. He has not struck out anybody, which is not hard to see why, because you're seeing the same amount of red and orange that I am.
What's STU again? Is that just stuff?
Yeah.
He's not very good.
Not yet, no. He is only 16, so... I believe the Michael Caine quote, he was only 16 years old, applies here.
True.
Yeah, cider house rules, etc., etc. Anyway, fastball, changeup, and sinker. That's a pretty pedestrian arsenal, and with no control on any of those. What's weird here is that he seems to mostly be here because he can avoid giving up home runs. That seems to be his calling card. But otherwise,
Hmm.
this is not a good pitcher, and I don't know what they think they're going to get out of him.
Yeah.
Let's find out what Xyzzy can do anyway. That this is his first at bat in this game, and I believe his first at bat while pitching. Plugh takes a fastball up, up, and away. 1-0. Second pitch to him. Fastball misses low this time. 2-0. Plugh bangs it to second base. They try to throw him out at first, and it's an error. As unfortunately Van Houten unable to make the throw in time. That's his first error at second base for old Jim there. And Plugh will be safe. Jim, who Van Houten, interestingly enough, only 18 years old, but he's already played some minor league ball. He played for the Traverse City Amarels in 1905 for a few games, and then looks to have signed with the Fobianos last year from Mount Pleasant in New York State. So with a man behind him, Godard now faces Juan Castro, the center fielder. 1076 OPS, 1 home run, and 6 runs batted in. Mendoza here, pretty good catcher, and this is a very interesting mix of positions to be able to play. Catcher, third base, and left field.
Interesting.
Yeah, he can't hit worth a damn at the major league level, I don't think, but that's still pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Man on first and no outs. Let's see what Castro does here. As there goes Plugh, he will be in safely. He is now 13 for 13. This is exactly what he's there for. That kind of preternatural speed and instinct is what got Yauco to snap him up. They don't tend to have a lot of super fast guys. Yauco tends to rely more on the patient batters. So this is a good step for them. Anyway, with Plugh in scoring position now in a 1-0 count. Let's see what Castro does here. As that's a fastball. Misses low for ball 2. 2-0 count. Misses inside this time with a fastball. 3-0. Godard already getting himself in some trouble, I think. And that's a straight walk on 4 pitches. Juan Castro gets the 6th walk of the season for Joan. And here comes Nathan Moran. 678 OPS, no home runs, 7 runs batted in. 2 on and no outs. This is already getting interesting if you are a Yauco fan. As that fastball is actually, wow, that is a pity call if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's,
Ooh, there we go. Maybe it wasn't. He actually gets 2 strikes on Moran here. Joan might be able to get this out all on his lonesome. It's a 2-strike count as Moran lands in the hole there. He hits that one right to the shortstop, and it'll be a fielder's choice. Ortiz throws to second. Plugh makes it to third. He's 90 feet away from getting the go-ahead run in. Moran will take first, and it'll be Castro who dies at second base. With 1 out and men on first and third, here comes Americo Sosaya. He is sitting on a 598 OPS with 3 runs batted in. Moran has the only other steal on this starting lineup. Let's see if he wants to tack on a second base there. Oh, there's a pickoff attempt, but Moran is back in plenty of time. As he does not go. Fastball misses inside, 1-0. Called strike with a fastball right down the middle, and you can't blame Sosaya for not swinging there. 1-1 count. Fastball misses low. I don't think he's thrown a single changeup or sinker.
well, they like to stick with one pitch usually, don't they?
They do, but I think in this case it might just be that he doesn't trust the off speed, or it is very possible that his coach just straight up told him, "You're working on your fastball today. Doesn't matter what happens, throw fastballs."
Yeah, that makes sense.
It seems to be working out for him. He's actually getting strikes with it now and again. as that fastball misses wide, thereby disproving everything I said and making a liar out of me. 3-1 count. And another walk. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the first with 1 out for Marco Cota. He is currently sitting at an .831 OPS with no home runs, no runs batted in, and no steals. At home, however, his average goes all the way up to triple fours. Let's see what he does here. Bases loaded and 1 out. First pitch to him. It's a fastball, missing low and away. Ball 1. 1-0 count. Ooh, there it goes. It is going to land. Diaz tracks it down for the out, and Godard might get out of this one after all. With the bases loaded fly out, they don't dare run Plughs there. They didn't want to challenge Diaz's arm. I mean, I would have, but sure, whatever. Here comes Neftali Modesto, who has a very Modesto expression on his face. This is exactly what a modest man looks like when you take his baseball headshot. Mm-hmm. And that's also what I assume living in Modesto makes you look like.
No comment.
This would appear to be his first at-bat of the season.
Ooh.
Modesto, actually, normally... Is he? But, what? Neftali Modesto... Oh, sorry, okay. It was showing me the wrong player. We're good. Neftali Modesto is a second base shortstop guy. Okay, that makes more sense. For a second, I thought it was showing him as a catcher, and I was very confused. So here goes nothing. First pitch. It's a wild pitch. And all the ways they could have scored. It'll be Plughs scoring on a wild pitch as the runners advance. Moran to third, Sosalia to second, Plughs home. And that first pitch, well, he finally threw the sinker, and we can see why he wasn't using it. It goes completely away from him, spins out of control, and next thing you know, Yauco is ahead 1-0. As unfortunately, catcher Mendoza could not bring that one in. That's a very unfortunate turn of events for Godard, who looked like he was dancing on the verge of getting out of this inning. Instead, he's down a run. He's got 2 on and 2 outs, and a 1-0 count for Modesto. His ERA is now 7.94 as he misses low with a fastball, trying what works again, but he can't get the strike. Misses again with the fastball, 3-0. Can he avoid the walk? Ooh, gentleman's strike right down the middle with the fastball, 3-1. So here we go. This will be not quite a payoff pitch, but it will be important. 3-1 pitch. He does him a favor there. Modesto swings on that one, fouls it off, and that takes us to a full count, so you know what that means. It's the 6 words everyone loves to hear during a baseball game.
Here we go.
This will be a payoff pitch.
Woo!
Ooh! The bases are loaded again as Godard has now walked 3 batters in the bottom of the first, and here comes Sebastián Negron also taking his first at-bat of the 1908 season. Last year, he went 3 for 12. That's not a lot of at-bats, so it shows that either they don't have a whole lot of confidence in him or the Lajas farm is fallow this year. 2 outs, bases loaded. Chance to be a hero here for Negron. As that's a sinker. It's in there for a strike even. 0-1. Godard with a chance to limit the damage. And it won't happen. Negron punches that through the right side. It'll be an RBI single. And the Napoleónicos double their pleasure, double their fun. But, Luisa, most importantly, they do what?
They double their lead.
They are now up 2-0. As another sinker strike gets hit hard into right field. And Moran able to score from third and keep the bases loaded. As Sosalia, Modesto, and Negron stand prepared to answer the call. Of course, first baseman Mooney Tenen who is sitting at an OPS of 465, which is dreadful even for this level, has to figure out some way of getting them home. Let's see what he's got in the bag of tricks here. Godard misses low with a fastball, 1-0. Sinker in there for a strike, gaining some confidence there with that pitch. Tenen here looks to be a all contact and patience hitter. Not a whole lot of power in the frame is what we're seeing. So below average, certainly, but the kind of guy who would be oddly productive in the right lineup is what I would say.
And the kind of guy who laughs at a funeral.
That's right, yes. His name is Moody. As he pops that one up, and Van Houten will grab it to redeem himself a little bit for that earlier error. But not before, as we get through this first inning. Yauco is now ahead 2-0 as we head into the second. Godard finally retiring the side with a lot of help from his friends. Before we continue, we, as usual, like to have a little bit of history from the annals of the Liga Nacional Puertorriqueña. We're going in chronological order today to show you what else happened on June 11th. What year are we starting with?
We're actually starting with 2 years right off the bat. We've got 1871 and 1872 because the first 6-hit games by Mayaguez and San Lorenzo happened on this day a year apart. Middling bat and horrible second baseman Angel Zapata for the former team in 1871. Better bat and much worse right fielder Jaime Alcala for the latter in 1872. That's funny that it should happen just 1 year apart.
Yes. The 6-hit game is less of an oddity, I would say, in the 19th century than in the 20th, because the walk was not really established as a way you get on base yet. So you did have guys who could draw walks, but for the most part, guys expected to get on base using their bats. And so the 6-hit game was a lot more common because guys who in future eras would simply take a pitch and let the pitcher get them on base, they wouldn't do that. That was considered kind of cowardly. So you had to
you gotta swing for the fences.
Well, not for the fences, really, because
For the fences.
You're not hitting home runs. That ain't happening.
You want to though, right? Every player
obviously.
wants to.
Yeah. I think at the time the ideal player probably looked forward to something like a 6-hit game as like the epitome of their playing career. That was what I think they would see as I've made it if I've got a 6-hit game. And as we start the second inning, Xyzzy Plugh is through 1 inning. He's got a strikeout and a couple outs on the line, and he will face the middle of the lineup, Perez, Van Houten, and Mendoza. We begin with Filemon Perez, and he's got a home run, 7 runs batted in, but most importantly, Luisa, what was 6 afraid of 7?
789?
Yeah, that's right. That's his OPS.
That's not so good, huh?
It's fine. At the major league level, it would be good. Here, it's probably below average. Strike 1 on a sinker that bends away from him. 0-1. Knocks that one foul down the third baseline. 0-2. 2 quick strikes on Perez. Let's see if he resets here. Tries to get back into the at-bat. And Perez watches a curveball miss by millimeters. Now that is a daring move right there. It's a 1-2 count as he's just the slightest bit back from the dead. Only mostly dead, you might say. Plugh misses inside again with a sinker, 2-2. And then gets him. Coming back with the sinker, puts it right in there. And Perez thought lightning would strike twice, and it didn't. Here comes Jim Van Houten. He's 1 for 2. Like, on the season, not on the night. Sinker is in there for a strike. The exact same pitch he just finished that Perez at bat with. 0-1. Misses inside with another sinker. Plugh really relying on the sinker here. He doesn't have a fastball, so that makes sense. The sinker is the closest pitch to a fastball, as you might intuit from the name. The main difference is that it moves downward.
Does it have to move fast so that you don't see that it's moving downward?
A sinker baller usually does throw it pretty fast, yes. At least in recent years, that's become a thing. If you have a fastball and a sinker, if you can throw a four-seamer and a sinker, then the sinker doesn't have to be as fast. But at the point where you do that, that's a changeup, if it's not very fast. And then there's what's a two-seam fastball, which also moves downward, but a two-seam fastball generally moves more side to side. So a sinker and a two-seamer are kind of similar. You will notice, for example, that two-seam fastballs don't exist in the Out of the Park Simulator, whereas if you go over to Super Mega Baseball, the sinker doesn't exist. It's all two-seam fastballs.
Weird.
They're kind of the same pitch. It's just, depending on which movement profile dominates, you'll get it called different things.
Okay.
But they're thrown similarly. Anyway, 2-1 count on Van Houten here, proving quite patient. That's a called strike, and Van Houten doesn't like it, but it's in there. So it's a 2-2 count. Plugh with a chance here at his third strikeout of the night. He doesn't get it. Houten chops that sinker foul. 2-2. Does he get it? Ooh, that is hit hard into left field. Mingus chasing it down, and Van Houten has a single. He'll be aboard with only one out. Let's check on that speed. Pretty fast runner, actually, certainly for the LVP. And Sosaya strikes me as not... Yep, I am correct at this. Not a particularly good catcher, so this ought to be interesting. Speaking of catchers, here comes the catcher, Pedro Mendoza, whose nickname is La Linea.
What's that?
The line.
Okay.
OPS of 1143, 1 home run, 7 runs batted in. So actually, he could not be more over the Mendoza line right now.
I'm over that Mendoza line on his chin. I know I already
knew you were going to
commented on
say
it,
that.
but I really hate
that.
it. I really hate that beard.
It's very bad. It's giving severe early 2000s new metal.
Yes.
Also, after this game, I would like to politely request that you be my second when I commit seppuku for saying it's giving on a stream.
Yes, I will do that.
I profusely apologize for doing that. Now, I'm not being sarcastic. I am genuinely irate at myself for that.
Sometimes you just go for that shortcut in your mind, you know?
Mm-hmm. Curveball misses lone outside, 1-0. Sinker is in there, 1-1. Sinker is in there, 1-2. Yep, I was right. Both corners there. He hit him hard. Let's see what he does if he tries to finish him off here. Got him! Strike 3 on the sinker, dials it all the way up to 150 kilometers an hour, and there goes Mendoza. Man on first with 2 outs for Edwino Diaz, the right fielder, and I'll give you this much information. His OPS is 411.
Ooh.
No home runs.
Information.
No runs batted in, and no steals. As Diaz swings right through a curveball, 0-1. Takes the fork ball away. Ooh, mixing in the fork ball here in the second inning. Xyzzy's getting a little bit silly here. A 1-1 count. Misses outside with another fork ball. 2-1. Edwino Diaz hits that one hard, hits that one deep, and it's going to be the right fielder there trying to get rid of it. Boy, that's the slowest throw I've ever seen in my life. Moran trying to dig it out. Van Houten will score on that one. And if it was possible for a fielder to have an earned run average, we'd hang that one on Nathan Moran. But nonetheless, the lead is cut in half. It's 2-1 to Yauco, as that's an RBI double from Eduino Diaz. He said, I've got some information for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a very slow throw.
Yeah.
Nathan Moran doing some Nathan Moran doing a throw that I can best describe as Evelyn Gardner-like.
Now, what is that? What does that mean?
She was the right fielder in a league of their own. The one who
Yes,
kept
I don't
missing.
remember.
Her thing was
Oh,
she kept missing the cutoff man. She's the crying one. There's no crying in
gotcha.
baseball.
Yes,
And then
yes.
she was Sharona from Monk, who could be a descendant of Evelyn Gardner.
Yeah, you never know.
I
Is
would
it all part of the
fully
same universe?
I would fully believe. I mean, yeah, because it's historically accurate. Obviously, all the players were named their exact names. They definitely
Okay.
didn't make any of those up.
And Monk takes place in the real world, also.
And yeah,
Is what you're
that's also
saying?
true. Yes,
Okay.
as we all know, every police department in the world has two important detectives. They have one with OCD, and they have one who's like the supreme wife guy.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
You gotta have your Columbo. You gotta have your Monk. That would have been the greatest crossover of all time.
Yes, that would have been.
Man on second and 2 outs, and here comes Niso Ortiz. OPS of 944, no home runs, no runs batted in, no steals. Let's see what he's good for. He's got a man on second with 2 outs. Could tie this game up with another lucky hit. Xyzzy here at 31 pitches. As Plugh, brave, goes right after him with a curveball down the middle, gets him. Home one. Ortiz hitting over 400 as he swings and misses through that sinker. A chance to put him away here, and the inning, stanch the bleeding. Can he do it? Niso takes just a little bit on that one and fouls it off, so we'll stay at 0-2. Niso still in the hole. Sinker misses by the... That was a strike. You've given him that strike twice in this inning. 1-2 count.
Wild.
Got him! Beautiful curveball to get the swinging strike. Plugh's fourth of the evening. The Lajas half of the second is over. They strand a runner after scoring a run thanks to 2 hits. Eduino Diaz's RBI double, scoring Jim Van Houten. And we go to Yauco's half of the second. Joan Godard, who threw 28 pitches in that first inning, including 3 walks and a hit, and did not receive any earned runs because it was thanks to Van Houten's error that they managed to get a runner on, and that led to both runs, of course. Comes back up. He will face Joshua Mingus, the left fielder, who is 3 for 19, OPS of 316, which I hope 316 says... how does the wrestling promo go again? It's Joshua Stone Cold Joshua Mingus 316 says he's gonna kick your ass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mingus with a first pitch hit. Guess he heard me talking. As he rolls it down the third baseline, that is gonna be a stand-up double.
Now,
Blasting.
why are you so sure that it's Mingus? How did you find out this information?
Because
Is it a Cornish name? Because it has a Z in it, so I'm assuming it's Cornish.
it is in fact Scottish. The Z is the closest approximation to the letter Yog that is possible to do, and that letter, I guess, has an sound like in sing or singing. So
Interesting.
Mingus. It is the same reason that the name Dalziel is supposed to be pronounced DL.
Okay.
And actually, I'm saying Mingus. That is a pretty common modern pronunciation. The historical pronunciation is something closer to Mingus. Kind of with that Y in yellow sound there. Almost as if, almost, but not quite, an Enye is what I'm told.
Huh. Well, that's interesting to know.
That's right. So yes, the actor's name, I believe, is Tobias Mingus, is how it's pronounced if you hear his name in the British press.
I have not heard that. So, all right.
He may have changed it to be just more, pronounce it like it's spelled. So that would make sense too.
Yeah.
All right, Xyzzy's back up. Colossal's 0 for 1, but he's got a steal on the night already, his 13th of the season. He's got a man on second and no outs. Let's see if he can move him along. As Godard gets a strike on the fastball, up and in, 0-1. Does he get another strike? Yeah, 2 strikes in a row on fastballs there. Plugh gotta dig his way out of this at-bat. Or he can let Godard do it for him as he misses low with the third fastball, 1-2. Plugh launches that one, and it's out of here!
Woo!
You don't need to steal any bases when you send it over the fence. 128 meters on that home run by Xyzzy Plugh. It's a 2-run bomb, and Yauco extends their lead to 4-1 on that one. It was only a matter of time until the fastball got punished if he couldn't locate it, and that's exactly how it went down.
Amazing.
Godard now at 33 pitches after giving up that 2-run bomb. His ERA is now, for the first time, higher than it was when he went into this game. It's now at 10.50. And unlike OPS, when the ERA is a medieval year, not a good thing.
All right.
Generally speaking, it's very weird. For batters, you want every number except for strikeouts to be higher, and I guess caught stealing. For pitchers, you want every number except strikeouts and wins to be low. And I guess saves if you're a reliever, but yeah. Otherwise, pitchers generally prefer low numbers because those are runs. Batters prefer high numbers for the same exact reason.
They're always trying something. That's the problem.
Yes. Godard is up against Castro, who drew a walk last time. Castro launches down foul. 0-1. Fastball again. Right down the middle, too. I bet he wishes he had that pitch back. Fastball misses low. 1-1. Ooh. That's the first swinging strike Godard's gotten all night. Or all afternoon, rather. It's only 2:41. And he missed it. Just plumb missed it. 1-2. See if Godard can get the strikeout here. Nope. Castro sends it away foul. 1-2. Castro launches it into foul territory down the left field line. Rodriguez watching it go foul will stay at 1-2. Castro with a line drive into left field. Gets over to Rodriguez's head. That should be another double. And that is exactly what it ends up being. Castro making it to second base on that one. As that's a hard hit. And Yauco right back in scoring position one batter later. Here comes Nathan Moran, who's 0 for 1. As he watches Godard's sinker miss wide, 1-0. Fastball misses low, 2-0. Fastball misses high, 3-0. Moran watches that, and he thought he was going to get the 4-pitch walk, but he doesn't. That fastball is in there. Strike 1. 3-1 count. And then he fouls that one off. That may have been ball 4. I don't know. But what I do know is this will be a payoff pitch.
Woo!
He draws the walk. 4th walk of the night for Joan Godard. And here comes catcher Americo Sosaya, who drew a walk last time. And you can see here what the problem is, too. They really need him to get through some innings because this is what we in the business call a suboptimal bullpen.
That's being very diplomatic of you.
Yes. Saldaña and Villarreal are no one's idea of dependable relievers. And I will note, however, that Lajas does have a guy they're taking care of here. Tristan Rincon is this year's new Spanish prospect. So they're probably hoping to develop him. He's probably the guy that everything else is orbiting around in this rotation.
Now, is Rincon a usual last name, or is this like a Paul Hollywood situation where when you hear it, you're like, that's hilarious?
It's not the rarest name. It's not
Okay.
Sosaya. You know?
Okay. Yes.
But I wouldn't say it's exactly. It's also not Garcia. You know, it's not super common,
Right.
but it doesn't trip the.
Would you associate it with the city first, I guess, is my main question.
Well, here's the thing. Rincon really just means corner. And
okay.
as I learned today, there was a Rincon in the Dominican Republic. It is now called Cabral, after one of the sort of big-time politicians from the 19th century and generals and so on. So Rincon seems to have been a term for kind of any corner of land like that, any kind of weird sharp angle.
Uh-huh.
But you would use it in the Spanish equivalent of looking in every nook and cranny. Might be por todos los rincones.
Okay. All right.
So with 2 on and no outs, here comes Sosadia, who drew a walk last time. He's never had an at-bat with runners in scoring position, which he drew a walk with runners in scoring position. So that means he's never actually had to put the bat on the ball with Rispies, as he misses the fastball 0-1. Sinker misses low, 1-1, evens the count. Fastball misses low, 2-1. Hits that one hard, hits that one deep, and into right field off the wall. That's going to be Society's first hit with the Crispy Rispies, as that is a double. The only question is whether 1 or 2 runners scored. Looks like Castro comes in, Moran will hold the third, and the Napoleónicos are up 5-1.
Wow.
That was a rope. He bounced it off the top of the wall there. Nothing they could do about that. And the Napoleónicos are off and running. They've scored 3 runs in this inning, and they still have no outs. As here comes Marco Cota, the third baseman. He's 0 for 1 on the day. As that is flown right to Ortiz. He's got it, and that's finally out number 1. A mercy. Once you draw that first out, things tend to get a lot easier. I also just want to point out that the play-by-play, which is not showing it right now, it said his fly out to the Diaz. I mean, there is only one Diaz on the field, so theoretically, grammatically, that is correct. It is not correct in any other way. Neftali Modesto comes up. He drew a walk last time. He's in plenty of company there. Fastball right up in his grill, 1-0. He hits that one down the third baseline, but it's foul. He has the count 1-1. Misses inside with a fastball, 2-1. Modesto looking at a strike. Boy, I did not expect this kind of at-bat. I really thought by now they just had his number. It's a 2-2 count. Fastball misses outside, and you know what that means. This will be a payoff pitch. Woo! Modesto with a bouncy little Texas leaguer into center field. Spry little ball there, and that looks like it's a 2-run single by Neftali Modesto. It's a 7-1 ball game after that one. As he put a flirty little ball into no man's land. That's a good throw too, but unfortunately they had it all the way. They were sending both runners non-stop on that one, and they made it home. So the Napoleónicos have now scored 5 runs in this inning, and they have 1 out with a man on first. Here comes Sebastián Negron, who, first time he came up, had a hit and a run batted in. Let's check out Negron here. Ooh, he likes to hit to the center. I don't often see this kind of profile. Like, usually you pull to one side or the other, but he really likes the middle field. That's, I mean...
Is that harder to get hits in?
What you want to do in a doubles and triples heavy era is hit it to the yellow and green middle
Oh,
fields you're seeing there. Those are called the
okay.
power alleys because you're hitting it. If you're hitting it over the infield, the infielders' heads, then it's just going to land between two outfielders. So you're putting pressure on both of them to communicate and run down the ball. So that's harder. It's not like if you hit it right at the center fielder.
Okay.
So you want to do that. Also, they tend to be the right mix of distance and accessibility, where a pretty good swing will make the ball travel far. If you're a dead pull hitter, you have to modify your swing to go down left field or down the right field line. And that's harder to do. You have to close your swing up to be able to do that, or you have to put your whole body into it. And that
Hmm.
can be problematic, mechanically speaking. It also makes you an easier target, depending on the kind of pitcher you're facing. You might be easier to strike out, that sort of thing, because they
Okay.
know how much rotation you got to put into their swing. But the power alleys are beautiful hitting. That's where you see almost all the really exciting plays. Think of every time Underwood and De Castillo out there in the outfield have had to like back each other up on a ball that hits off the top of the wall. That's
Hmm.
classic power alley hitting.
Okay.
Okay. As Negron watches that fastball miss low, 1 0. And oh, they're going to catch him stealing. It was a strike on the fastball there. And I don't remember who that was. That was Modesto, and he's out now. That's the first caught runner for Mendoza in 1908. And with a 1-1 count and 2 outs, Godard might actually make it out of this inning, or he might not. As Negron able to punch that one into the short left field there on the bounce. It's a base hit. And here comes Muni Tinen. Tynan. I'm just going to keep splitting the difference and seeing what happens.
Yeah, it's tough with that Y, but then the double N.
Yeah, that's very strange. Do you think maybe he just like misspelled it?
Maybe. Maybe they did it, I want to say Ellis Island, but who knows?
That actually became a point of contention on Blue Sky the other day. They were saying that apparently by the time you made it to Ellis Island,
Hmm.
nobody there actually wrote the whole myth of like having your name changed at Ellis Island.
Right.
When you made it there, nobody there had the authority to change what was written on your paperwork.
Hmm.
So they couldn't have done that
Yes,
because
but
you
someone did, or the person who was emigrating didn't wasn't literate, right? Like there are reasons for all these insane spellings we ended up with, aren't
yeah,
there?
but the reason seems to be fairly often. So obviously there's lack of standardization and so on. But
Yeah.
typically speaking, when you showed up to Ellis Island, you already had some form of identification on hand,
Yeah.
and the guards there and whatnot were not. They were not inventing. They didn't have the time to
Yeah.
come up with a name to give you. They just had to write down whatever was there. Now, obviously, if they're having a hard time reading whatever somebody else wrote, if the papers are handwritten in a weird, hand, sure. But basically, it's turning out to be that a lot of our name was changed at Ellis Island cases are actually we changed our name to fit in better, but we don't want to admit that we gave up our heritage.
Fair enough. I always considered Ellis Island as just shorthand for sketchy emigration paperwork, where it was like a game of telephone of people writing things down and
Which it,
over
and
and over.
which sure it might well be, but I think the point I'm trying to make is that it was not a choice by the immigration authorities to do that.
Yeah.
It was often a choice by the families themselves immigrating so that they wouldn't have to explain, why their last name ends in a vowel
Right.
or, a Z or whatever. All right, here we go. 2 outs and a man on first. Oh, there's a pickoff attempt, but looks like Negron is back in time. Tinen pops that one foul into the audience, looks like, and Mendoza runs it down. Man, there are a lot of Lajas fans here. Looks like a freaking Mariners fan crowd out there. 0-1.
Nice.
As that fastball misses inside, 1-1. So does that. That sinker's in. 1-2. He gets the call. He could finish it off here. Does he? Tenen fouls that one off. Godard now at 63 pitches. He misses low and outside with the fastball. 5 pitches. Oh, another pick-off attempt. They get one back in plenty of time. 2-2 count. Tenen sends that one to Van Houten. No mistake this time as he throws overhand. And we are done with the second inning. The Napoleónicos. Did they bat around? No, they started on Mingus in that inning. They did not bat around. Mingus is coming at bat in the next inning. They believe in the short bat around.
Are they're going out of order? What are you saying?
No, there are people who believe that you bat around if every member of the lineup has gone once. And there are people who say you have to go back to the guy who was the first batter. So that's 10 total men have to go to bat.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, before we continue with the third inning, number one, I need to step out and check on some broth that is currently cooking on my stovetop. And
not a euphemism?
Absolutely not. There is legitimately a whole lot of pork bones sitting on my stovetop in a stock pot, slowly simmering away. And also, we have another piece of history for the Liga Nacional Puertorriqueña. I believe, am I correct in guessing we are going to 1884 this time?
I'm sorry, we're going to 1888.
Oh, I skipped the 84 one. Right.
All right, go check on the soup.
All yours.
Okay. Thank you. In 1888, on June 11th, Disiboro Aquino, the greatest array of the 19th century and the namesake of the stadium of Juana Diaz, scores his 1,000th run. It's the last year he'll win the Valentissimo hitting award in left field, though he'll get 2 more as a first baseman, as one of the most naturally talented batsmen of all time. When he finished in 1888, he was tied for 42nd all-time in runs scored. By the time he retired in 1896, having scored 1,746 runs, he was 6th. I feel like I'm getting deja vu from that story. I don't know why. A 1,000 runs by 1888. By 1896, almost doubled. Wait, so when did he start? We don't know. We don't know that. Going from left field to first baseman. Is that a step up? I want to say it is, but I also know first baseman is a less challenging base position than the other bases. More challenging than left field, though? It's gotta be. '42nd all-time in runs scored. Moving all the way up to 6th. It's pretty impressive. In just 8 years.
Was this the Disibolo Aquino one?
Yes. It's pretty amazing. He got to 1,000 and then just 8 more years to get to, well, 1,700. So pretty close to another 1,000, almost doubled.
Yes, indeed. The run environment in the 1890s was far stronger for stuff like that. They really, especially in the mid 1890s, 93, 94, 95. Yeah, those middle years were very offense heavy, out of nowhere. We're still not really sure why. There are several possibilities, and of course, the ultimate answer is probably that it's a little of column A, a little of column B, and also some column C action in there. So who knows? But Aquino Absolutely. I mean, no joke. The Reyes play at Coliseo Discípulo Aquino. It's named after him. Do you know how good you have to be named Discípulo and get a stadium named after you?
What am I missing?
It's just a weird name.
It is a weird name.
Like if
You
they
think he was nicknamed DC? I feel like if he
yes,
was in the
100%.
American League, he would have been called Dizzy for sure. Okay.
Actually, now that you mention that, yeah, for definitely, you're 100% right about this. But I do need to now that you mention it, I think he does have a nickname,
Oh.
but I don't remember what it is, which I should, given that I'm a fan. But to be fair, I also wasn't, watching him play baseball live.
What is that?
What
No, I get.
is
Okay. No, sorry. I'm getting confused. I was gonna say, what is that? The uh nickname of the stadium, but maybe it doesn't have one because I know you're trying to have players, notable players, have stadiums named after them. So, like, I'm thinking La Timonera is the nickname, but does that stadium have another name?
No, it is in fact called La Timonera. It kind of depends. Some stadia are actually just named something like Recinto Atlético de Athletic Campus of.
Uh, yeah.
Some of them will be named things like Municipal Stadium. Some of them will be named
Hmm.
after sponsors. But yeah, if they can, it'll usually be a player. Discipolo Aquino, and I thought what you were trying to ask was what's the origin of that name? I believe it's Celtic. Disabod, I think it's a Celtic name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they did like ones ended in bot for sure.
Yeah. His nickname was El Bostezo, the yawn.
Now, why is that?
I assume he batted with his mouth open.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's what it is, or maybe he had a habit of falling asleep on the bench. If you're that good a hitter, where you just kind
Yeah.
of casually show up and you just hit like
Yeah.
crazy year in and year out, I could definitely see where you might just catch some winks in between at bats.
Yeah, you're not sweating it.
Exactly. All right, top of the third, Xyzzy Plugh, 36 pitches over 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, and 4 strikeouts. He faces Negron, Garcia, and Rodriguez. Speaking of common names, Negron, I don't know what has he even faced them yet? I don't think he has. I think this is his first at bat. And he's hitting 174, no home runs, no runs batted in, and an OPS of 469.
Nice.
We would have also accepted Dame She Fine.
You say that. I don't get to say that.
Oh, wait, get to say that?
Uh-huh.
I think. Why don't you get to say
You're
that?
you're putting a lot of meaning behind those words. What I'm getting at is this is the thing you have started to say, therefore you have claimed it as your bit, so I don't get to say it.
Oh, okay. I'm like, wait, is this
I know you're thinking.
like there's no easy way out of that one.
Exactly.
That I mean, I guess I am from the deep south, so it makes sense.
That's true.
Yeah, and I used to know most of the lyrics to that song. That's also true.
Pretty good.
Yep. It's as Vampire Weekend said, Little John, he always tells the truth. They said little, not little.
Maybe they're talking about the
No, no,
one
no.
of the merry
No, no,
men.
no. I want to be very
One of
clear.
the merry men.
They are talking about Little John. You know how I know that?
Oh, okay.
Because the line before is first the window, then it's to the wall.
Okay.
Which, when
Yes.
sung by a New Englander 19-year-old or however old he was at the time, very weird line.
Mm-hmm.
When Lil Jon says it, it makes some sense. When Ezra Koenig says it, you kind of stand up and pay attention.
Okay.
And then they became friends because of that, and he ended up in one of their videos.
That's nice.
Yep. I mean, if somebody said, Isidro Montalvo Espinosa, he always tells the truth, I'd be like, hey, can I be in your music video? So,
Yeah, exactly. You know how to play the game.
sinker's in there, 1-1. Ooh, bounced foul. That looked like it could be interesting, but it wasn't. 1-2. On a curveball there that he fouled off. Let's see if Plughs will finish him off. Ooh, got him with another curveball. Plugh's curveball is humming tonight. He's been able to use it basically at will to get strikes. It's really working out for him. He's at 40 pitches now through 7 outs. And by the way, if you're wondering why we're taking so long, I may or may not have promised one of our patrons that between this last week's stream and this stream, it would be enough to cover his drive home. 1 out, bases empty. As that sinker's low, 1-0. Ooh, cuts on the sinker, misses. 1-1. Fouls that one off, bounced into the audience. 1-2. That's a good way to dampen the impact in case you want to give a souvenir to a fan there. It's a 1-2 count now. And Plughs misses low with a curveball there. Let's see if he can work his way back into the zone here. Pitch number 45 coming up. 2-2 count. Bounced right to the first baseman. He's got it there, Tenen. And he goes unassisted for it. It's 2 outs, and the bases are empty. Here comes Narciso Rodriguez. 0-for-1 on the day with 2 outs. Bases empty. Sinker in there. Ooh, he got the umpire to call him that one. Plughs usually been getting squeezed on the sinker, but this time the umpire gives him a good call there. A nice call, I should say. Not a good call. It was not correct, but it was a nice thing to do. 0-1 count. Misses outside with the sinker. 1-1. Hits that one foul into the audience. 1-2. And owned! Gets him with the sinker, and the inning is over. The Napoleónicos watch their opponent go down without a fight as we head into the bottom of the third. And Joshua Mingus gets to lead off the second inning in a row against Joan Godard, who you have to imagine is not going to last much longer. The man is 2 innings into this game. He's allowed 7 hits, given up 5 earned runs, 1 on a wild pitch, 4 walks, no strikeouts on 65 pitches. Again, that is, what is that? That's almost 11 pitches per out.
Whoa.
Uh-huh. Mingus is 1-for-1, by the way. He had a double last time he came up, and seems interested in getting another one as he breaks his bat, fouling that ball off. A sinker right near the middle. 0-1. Misses inside with a fastball. Mingus takes it. It's 1-1. Misses inside again with a sinker this time. 2-1. Mingus so far gentlemanly at bat. And then, oh, he flies out. Nicely done. The Diaz snares it out there in right field. That's going to be his new name. The Diaz. Here comes Xyzzy Plugh, who's got the rush line. 2 at-bats, 1 hit, which was a home run that batted in 2 runs. 1 out, bases empty. He, of course, had that home run back in, last inning. As he takes that fastball down there in the dirt, 1-0. Oop, he holds up on the fastball, 2-0. That fastball misses inside, 3-0. Will Plughs draw the walk? Not quite. Gentleman strike, fastball right down the middle, and Plughs, who, of course, dingered off of Godard earlier, said, you know what? I'm going to let you have this one, Chief. So let's see what happens now. Oh! He draws the walk. A 5-pitch walk, and for the 5th walk of the game by Godard to bring up Juan Castro, who's 1-for-1. You have to imagine Plughs is going to steal here. The only question is whether he's going to get caught. Man on first and 1 out. Do you think he goes... Here's the only question. Do you think he goes first pitch?
Yes.
Let's find out. Castro waits on that one, and Plughs doesn't go. Shocking.
Yeah.
Fastball misses just barely there, 1-out. Pickoff throw attempt, and you're going to have to get up way earlier than that to beat Plughs back to a base. 1-0. Another pickoff attempt, not even close. Here we go. Castro hits that one into the outfield. It's caught by Garcia. Plughs can't really move on that one, so it's 2 outs. And Godard is within 1 out of his first scoreless inning in this ball game, which I probably just jinxed, but that's okay. Nathan Moran de Dos Pingüe comes up. He's over 1. He walked back in the second inning. Another pickoff attempt to Xyzzy Plugh. Let's see. This is Moran. First pitch. Bang into the outfield. And Plugh moves up a base. First pitch swinging on the fastball away. And he rocks it into right field to advance the runners. Here comes Sosaya, who's 1 for 1 with a ribby. 2 on, 2 outs. Last time he made it 5-1. This time he fouls off a sinker, 0-1. Sinker misses high, 1-1. I would have called that a strike, but sure. Fastball low in the zone, but it's in there. 1-2. Godard 1 strike away from not allowing any runs here, but Sosaya sends it foul, 1-2. 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners. Can he finish it off here? Sosaya staying with it. He fouls off that fastball as well. Fouls off that fastball as well. A 6-pitch at bat so far. Sosaya hits that one to first base. And unbelievably, as Negron steps on the base, Joan Godard has managed to get out of an inning without allowing a run. The score remains 7-1 as we head into the 4th. Instead of some LMP history, this time we're going to have another word from another of our wonderful sponsors. Louisa, the booth is all yours.
Thank you. We'll have an item from April 16th, 1871, and this is titled A Lesson. El Progreso has provided us with a little rule of formal writing, for which we thank them, as grammar has always been a study we hold in particularly high regard. And this small detail, which our illustrious colleagues have devoted their scarce time and energy to elucidating for us, is all the more pleasant for us to have received, given that, frankly, we were ignorant of the fact that the Academia requires the use of ellipses whenever a piece of writing is incompletely cited. Our error came in believing that the Academy commanded this only when one cites an expert authority. And since we did not consider Mr. Vizcarrondo to be a literary authority, at any rate, we were wrong, and we confess ourselves to know not a jot about good Castilian grammar. I like that one. That's a little bit self-deprecating, but also a little bit feisty about these illustrious colleagues at El Progreso, who I assume has told the newspaper that they were citing their quotes incorrectly. And they also took a pot shot at Mr. Vizcarrondo, and I don't know who he is or if he deserves that. But they do not consider him a literary authority, so you're on blast, Vizcarrondo.
Before I left, I heard that you were reading the grammatical discussion.
Mm-hmm. Yes. They were a little bit snarky there about El Progreso helping them.
Yep.
Quote unquote, helping them.
Yeah, number 1. Number 2, did you notice how capital N, capital M not mad they were?
Yes.
Except that they were putting it in their own paper that they're not mad.
Yeah. that they get to control the "don't put it in the paper" narrative. They did
Exactly.
put it in the paper in the way that they wanted. I
Yeah.
also like that they put Mr. Vizcarrondo completely on blast, and we
Uh-huh.
don't know anything about him, but the newspaper does not consider him to be a literary authority.
I forgot to go look up what they quoted from him, but I need to find out. It's not that many issues I need to look through, and they do have searchable text. So I need to find out why Vizcarrondo is getting his spot blown up.
I feel like he's reading this and he's saying, "What did I do?" Because they
Yeah.
just had him quote something about merchant business or whatever, and now they're using him as their example of someone who's not worthy of using an ellipsis in the quote
No, no,
of.
no, no. They were quoting him.
Yes, but they're saying they did not consider him to be a literary authority, so they didn't think they had to use
Yes.
ellipsis.
Very true. Which, by the way, maybe this is just because I learned in modernity or anything, but that is an insane distinction to make.
Yeah, how would you I guess it I guess they felt if you weren't a scholar they could just quote you and put down your words however they felt like it. Is that what they were saying?
Maybe I'll put it this way to you. I would not be shocked to find out that the Academia Real makes that distinction.
Yeah. Yeah, that does make sense.
I
I feel
don't
like
think, but I don't think they do, is the thing. I wouldn't be surprised to find out that they do, but as they themselves say, they don't know anything about Spanish grammar. And
yeah.
my hip shot on this is that they are scrambling for an excuse for why they didn't do what they
Yes.
knew they were supposed to do.
It does seem that way, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's funny that comes to us all these years later.
The people who write for the Boletín Mercantil in a personal nature are not hard to read. You might almost say
Yeah.
they're open newspapers.
Yes.
And speaking of open newspapers, it's time for baseball. Now, there's a segue people will be wondering about for hundreds of years to come. In the top of the fourth, this Xyzzy Plugh, 49 pitches over 3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 6 strikeouts, and he will face Rosendo Mercado, Filemon Perez, and Jim Van Houten. Mercado is 0 for 1 on the day. As that's strike 1 on the sinker, 0-1. Mercado flying that one out down the third baseline, but it's foul, 0-2. With Mercado now in the hole, Plugh looking for strikeout number 7, and he doesn't get it. The curveball misses low, 1-2. Put a little bit too much juice on that one, but he gets him a pitch later, no harm done. Another curveball strikeout, number 7 on the night for Plugh, and he will now face Filemon Perez, who is 0 for 1. 1 out and the base is empty. Perez struck out last time. And here Plugh forgets that a curveball has to drop to be a curveball, and instead it stays high for a ball. 1 out. Curveball is in there, strike 1. Sinker misses low, 2-1. Ooh, that is fouled off. He did him a big favor. That would have been a ball. And now let's see what happens. 2-2 count against Perez. Can he finish him off? That is sent up the pipe. And the can of corn goes to Negron, who's got it for out number 2. The bases remain empty for Jim Van Houten, who's 1 for 1 on the day. One of only 2 hits they've got in as Van Houten tries to take advantage of the shallow outfield and punch one through the infield gap there. But it's foul on the curveball, 0-1. Sinker misses low, 1-1. He bounces that one off the tip of the bat, and it rolls foul, 1-2. Plugh looking to end it here. That is sent to Modesto, the shortstop, and he makes a great play. Perfect strike to first there after a diving catch. I'm surprised the automatic play-by-play isn't going mad over that one. That's beautiful. He dove for that one. He righted himself. That could have ended in disaster any number of ways, but it didn't. So we go into the bottom of the fourth, and Yauco ahead 7-1. They've got Cota, Modesto, and Negron coming up. Cota starts us off. He's 0 for 2 on the day. He'll face Godard, who is at 84 pitches over 3 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, and 5 walks. Cota watches that fastball in there for a strike on 1. Wow, I thought they were going to call that fastball high, but they don't. It's strike 2.
Oh.
Let's see if he'll finish him off here. Nope. Returns to normal, misses very low with the third fastball, 1 and 2. Cota does him a favor there, sends it to Van Houten. Van Houten to Negron, and Cota is out. Here comes Neftali Modesto. Last time he came up, he hit a 2-run single back in the second inning. So he's 1-1 with 2 ribbies. Let's see what he does against Godard here. 1 out, base is empty. He's responsible for runs 6 and 7 for Yauco tonight, as he doesn't swing on the fastball. 1 and out. Ball misses low. 2-0. Fastball misses outside. 3-0. You can see Godard is not interested in giving Modesto anything to look at.
Yeah.
He's staying the hell away from him. Goes for the gentleman's strike, and he gets it. 3-1. After all, a guy named Modesto, what else is he going to do? Mm-hmm. And he lines out to Perez after a Modesto hit on that one. Barely any speed on that coming off the bat. That was always going to happen. So here comes Sebastián Negron. He's 2 for 2 with a ribby. 2 outs, base is empty. As that's a strike on the fastball on 1. Fastball is just in the zone, in that it is not in the zone, but it got called that way anyway.
Strange calls today.
Indeed. As he lances that one into left field, Negron will be aboard. It's a base hit, the 9th of the game for Yauco, and here comes Munitainen, who's 0 for 2. 2 outs, man on first, and Tynan takes ball 1, 1-0. Tynan down the third baseline, bouncing all the way to the wall, and you know Negron is off like a shot. They are moving them to second and third. It's a double to advance the runner. And they've extended the inning a little bit, as here comes Joshua Mingus. He's 1 for 2 on the day. He could bring in some more runs for his ball club. 2 on, 2 outs. He swings through the fastball, 0-1. Hits that one high, hits that one deep, and it's out of here!
What? Incredible.
At the last possible moment, Joshua Mingus turns on that ball and rips it on out of here. His first home run in pro ball, ladies and gentlemen. He gets a standing ovation from the Yauco crowd, as, yeah, it's his first. And usually, he's supposed to be much more of a gap hitter than a pure home run guy. But as it says here, he is able to captivate his audience, and now we know why. Let's watch that again. Boom! Fastball. Rocketed into just a few meters past the wall. And that's a 3-run shot. That club sandwich makes it 10-1 for Yauco, and finally knocks poor Joan Godard out of the game for a guy who is not going to be happy that he went into this. Now pitching.
He's not looking so good lately.
No. What?
I said my team's not looking so good lately.
Yeah. Now pitching for the Fobianos de Lajas, number 57, Isidoro Chinea. 12 1/3 innings pitched. He's got a loss, 11 hits, 7 earned runs, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. ERA of 5.11. Fastball, changeup, and splitter. That splitter might make a difference. Let's see what happens here. Plugh coming back up. He's 1 for 2 with that 2-run homer. He's got the bases empty and 2 outs. He go a walk last time as Chinea misses with a fastball, 1-0. Hey, it'll be Plugh takes strike 1 on the splitter. The split finger, that'll confuse the umpire too. So it'll be, the calls are going to get a little bit weirder, I predict. Or
Nice.
even weirder, I should say. 2-1 count. Plugh fouls it off into the audience. Does Mendoza have room to catch it? He does not. 2-2 count. Plugh launches it into left field. That should be catchable. And it is. Rodriguez grabs it, and the side is retired. Yauco, 3 runs, 3 hits on a 3-run homer. The score is now 10-1 as they lead by 9, which is, as we all know, 3 times 3. We are through 4 innings, and I need to go check on the broth again. So I'm going to leave you in Luisa's historically knowledgeable hands as she takes you back to another year in the Liga Nacional Puertorriqueña.
That is where historical knowledge is stored, in the hands. So let's see. What do we have for you this time? We have 1 year later, 1889, on June 11th, Radames Martinez becomes the first player in Liga Nacional Puertorriqueña history to score 1,500 runs. At the end of the season, he'll be tied with Manatee's Luis Garibaldo for the all-time record with 1,533. The thing is, Martinez did that while sitting out a few games this season because he had to rest his pitching arm. Martinez, the only Ponce player Drew respects, ended the 19th century with 1,706 runs scored. 1 place behind the aforementioned Aquino. Checkmate, senores. That's exciting. I'm sure Drew will have something to say about that when he comes back from stirring his soup cauldron. 1,500 runs. That's pretty wild. I guess this is the time in the late 1880s when players who, I'm assuming, probably started pretty much when the league started. This is when they're getting their 1,000, 1,500, etc. runs. Like the ones who are really good are really hitting those new records. But that's amazing. He's a pitcher to score all those runs. A lot like Plugh in the game we're seeing here, huh? So he only scored, I'm trying to figure out all the numbers here, 40 fewer runs than Aquino. That's really impressive. I wonder if that means he was 7th. We don't know. I would assume he's in the top 10.
This is 1889, right?
Yes.
Radames Martinez. So you would assume he's in the top 10 of what?
I was just comparing him to Aquino because it says he's 1 place behind Aquino in runs scored. Does that mean he's literally the 7th or that he... Oh, okay.
That is exactly what he is. He is, however, above Aquino on hits, runs batted in. He wasn't much of a home run hitter, so that doesn't matter. I think almost any other statistic, I think he's ahead of Aquino. Now, Radames Martinez is number 1 with a bullet in the Hall of Fame.
I bet, because he was a pitcher.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And he also played left and right field on his days off.
He's an overachiever.
Yeah. That's the thing. He was able to get all these counting stats because, A, he was a very good hitter. And then, on top of that, unlike other good hitting pitchers, he was good enough at playing left or right field that he could play those positions on his days off. But what's really insane, what really puts him above anyone else in that category, Because there have been other hitting pitchers, Diego Torres, Marcos Garcia, Ted Balloon when he did, but
Xyzzy Plugh.
Graham Underwood. But the thing about it is that he stayed good for a period of like 20 years. The fact that
That's
during
incredible.
all of that, he was a pretty good pitcher to one of the best pitchers in the league. He was never excelentissimo, but he got close. And he was never illustrissimo, but he got close. He had the sort of the queen in chess problem. He was too good at too many things. So you couldn't take him off the mound because he was too good a pitcher, but that meant that he was never going to be able to devote himself fully to pitching, and so he would never crack that like top echelon where you become an excelentissimo. But then he also was too good a hitter to not have in the batting order, but because he had to pitch some days, you had to rest him every so often, and that meant he didn't get to bat enough to be able to really compete for that. So he would win batting titles, he would be in the top 10 in tons of different categories. He would be campeón all the time. He was valentissimo as a pitcher. He won the batting award for pitchers like, I don't know, like 13 times in a row. But he could never win the major awards because they were too designed for one or the other. They didn't know
Yeah.
what to do with a guy like him. So of course he had to get a special. He's still around. He is currently the. Oh God, he is the bench coach for the Libertadores de Guanajuato, I believe. If I nailed
Huh.
that, I'm gonna be very happy with myself.
I feel like players who are really just wonderkins in their sport, how could they ever be good coaches? Because what can they tell people except just do it and be amazing at it?
Yeah. By the way, sorry, he's not the bench coach. He's the pitching coach, but I did get the team right.
Okay,
Um,
that's gotta be tough.
yeah, he's actually only 59. He's not very old. He was the pitching coach for Calgary in the Western Plains League from 1902 to
Oh,
1906, and then Guanajuato hired him in 1907 in the Mexican League. So he's
wow.
really the fact that insistence on um his insistence on stamina, on not doing more than you have to, it makes a lot of sense for that ball club because their top two pitchers are guys who really need to learn that lesson basically.
Mhm.
They really want to complete every game, so it kind of makes sense that you'd hire a coach who can kind of emphasize, okay, if that's what you want to do, this is what you have to do. You have to, your mechanics have to be correct in this way. You have to be repeatable. You can't put too much effort behind any one pitch.
Mhm.
But yeah, I would imagine that he's not so much teaching, pitch shape, which you wouldn't really be teaching in 1908 anyway.
Mhm.
That he's not so much doing that as like reminding them to sort of take each pitch on its own, to not like try to twist their arm into each one, that sort of thing. And then probably the fact that he can also, help. You're absolutely right. More talented ball players tend to flame out as coaches. They tend to not be as good
Yeah,
because they don't they eventually they would have to say, well, aren't you talented at this? Figure it out.
yeah. Just do it. Just pitch a fastball.
Exactly. But I think Martinez is the rare guy who seems to have really thought about these things because you
That's
don't
good.
stay a good pitcher and a good hitter for 20 years without having to reinvent your game every now and again. I mean, he stayed good through the original dead ball era, which is the late 1870s kind of thing, into the
Mhm.
first big strikeout explosion of the 1880s. That fell away. He stayed a good hitter all the way through into the 1890s when his style of hitting was shrinking. It was going out of style. So you could write for so long about just him. It's incredible what he was able to do. There will never be another player like that.
Mhm. Wow. Does he have a field named after him, or will he?
I want to say the Senores play on Radames Martinez field. I
Okay.
could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's what theirs is called. Hang on. If not, their developmental field might be called that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Ponce Ballpark. Yep, Estadio Radamés Martinez.
Nice.
That is a weird field.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that field, it is, the left field wall is like all caved in. It's 372 to left field, but then it's 430 to dead center. So it's like
Huh.
lefties are just having a horrible time out there trying to hit home runs, but righties are doing very well.
That's weird. Okay.
Yeah. I don't even remember. I thought this entire time, I thought he batted lefty. Maybe I'm wrong. You would think if they were honoring him, they would, make him a park that would fit his specifications.
Yeah, that would be nice. Have all his favorite foods at the concessions,
That's
etc.
right, yeah. He does not strike me as a guy who has a favorite food, to be honest with you. Strikes me as a guy who would eat Soylent if it was around then.
Yeah, he eats home cooking at home, and then he moves to Canada. He's like, pancakes, fine, sure. He
Mm-hmm.
moves to Mexico. He's like, yep, I'm definitely gonna have bananas or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me some food. I need
Guanajuato.
fuel for batting and pitching.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I don't know what Guanajuato has specifically in terms of food.
Mm.
Anyway, Xyzzy Plugh is pitching. 62 pitches, 4 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 7 strikeouts. He'll face Mendoza, Diaz, and Ortiz. And this is when I remembered that. Oh no, okay. The Napoleónicos are controlling everything. I had it set to human control, I thought, but turns out no. It's all AI, so I'm good. Anyway, Mendoza is up. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Plugh just mowing them down today as he misses low with that slider. 1-0. Misses again with a sinker. 2-0. That is fouled off. 2-1. A sinker that time. 2-1. Mendoza hits that one right to the shortstop. Modesto throws it over to first, and that is out number 1. Great work there. Here comes the Diaz. Eduino is 1 for 1 with a ribby. 1 out and base is empty. He swings on and misses the sinker. 0-1. Sinker misses low. 1-1. Gets strike 2 as he throws a forkball into the corner there. Again, adding that to the mix. Doing a good job there. Let's see if he'll punch him out. Nope. He stays with it. The Diaz sends that sinker behind them. 1-2. Plugh misses inside with the curveball. Doesn't get the chase he was hoping for. 2-2. And then he gets him. Sinker outside, bang on, and there he goes. 8 strikeouts for Xyzzy Plugh in 4 2/3 innings as he now will go up against Niso Ortiz, who struck out back in the second. It should tell you something about how efficiently Xyzzy has been pitching this game that he last saw these guys 3 innings ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So 1-0 count. That's fouled off. 1-1. Swings through that sinker. Strike 2. Sinker misses inside. 2-2. Sinker misses inside. 3-2. So this will be a payoff pitch. Sent over the line and fouled. So it will not be a payoff pitch. This will be a payoff pitch.
Woo.
Sent to... Oh! It gets through. That's a base hit. First one they've allowed in a while. Cota unable to make that play happen. And here comes Claudio Negron, who's 0 for 1 on the day. Negron not doing so hot. He's got a snowflake next to his name. And that took a lot out of Plugh. Let's check on the Yauco bullpen, see how they're doing. Oh boy, that is a bullpen in rough state. So they don't have anything that they can really do for him either.
Yeah.
That's tough. Huh. They have one I'm assuming here that Mock speaks English. He's from the Frontera. So, but that means they have one non-English speaker on the entire pitching staff.
Where's he from? I don't recognize that flag.
That is Panama.
Okay.
They also have a guy named Deneen Miller over here. And Freddie Cairns. I know these names. What do I know these names? What have they been up to that I remember them? I think Deneen Miller might have been a top prospect in previous seasons, maybe. No. You know what it is? Is they traded for him. That's what it is, I think.
No. Okay.
Graham Ruff.
It's funny.
Moving on.
That'd be a good name for a dog.
Yep. Sinkers in their own 1. Sinkers in their own 2. Sinkers in their own 3. That's the inning. The Fobianos, after getting that base hit, Plughs gets his 9th strikeout of the night through 5 innings, and Isidro Chinea, who took 5 pitches to get his first out, will face Castro, Moran, and Sosaya. Castro is 1 for 2 plus a walk on the day. That fastball misses low, 1-0. Castro puts that one foul, 1-1. Pops it up. Big can of corn there, and it's very catchable for Perez, who's got it. That is out number 1. Here comes Nathan Moran. He's 1 for 2 on the day. 1 out and the base is empty. Chinea fires a fastball there, 1-0. And follows it with another one, but this one is in the zone, so it's called a strike, 1-1. Fastball misses inside, 2-1. That is fouled off. It's 2-2 now. And Chinea here, see, he's just got a lot more movement on those pitches, and that's all he needs to do. His stuff is not that much better. His control is a little bit better, but it's the movement. It's the ability to make those pitches break.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a full
He's got
count.
the moves.
And you know what that means? This will be a payoff pitch.
Woo!
No one. He fouls it off.
It's never a payoff pitch.
Nothing but fastballs. Let's, give me 1 second. I gotta do some pest control here.
Is this about bugs?
No, this is about, well, yeah, in the chat.
Ah, I see.
This will be a payoff pitch. That is popped up foul, so that is also not a payoff pitch as it goes into the audience.
It's never a payoff pitch.
Minor league catchers must be told not to go after those pitches, because at the major league level, it happens. I'll tell you that right now. Oh, doctor! That is nailed into right field, and Moran is on base.
Looked like they were really trying to keep him from second. Was he likely to continue to run?
Probably. I think these guys are generally told to be pretty aggressive, and if it's right down the line, like that, yeah, probably. The Diaz was able to get it done, though. I do like that they all seem to be converging, like they're on an episode of The Outer Limits, and they're all being controlled by an alien hive mind. They're all suddenly going towards home plate.
Yes.
Maybe they thought the inning was over. I don't know.
E.T. phone home, am I right?
That's right. That would be such a good move to do, like when you got a save or something.
What?
If you were a reliever who came in and like stranded the bases loaded or something, to do the ET phone home move.
Yes. Yeah, sure. Are we talking about the finger? This is about the finger?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
All right, here we go. Outside for the ball. 1-0 after that splitter. 1 on and 1 out. Fastball is in there for a strike. 1-1. Fastball misses away. 2-1. Fastball misses low. 3-1. And Chinea walks him. Chinea failed to put one down. The Chimenea happens. Here comes Marco Cota, who's over 3 on the day. He could sure use a pick-me-up here. And he's going to get one. First pitch swinging. Moran, will he go for home? Nope. They will load the bases with 1 out. That's sporting, I suppose. And
Sure.
who better to be a sporting man than Neftali Modesto? He's 1 for 2 with 2 ribbies. He's singled. He's walked. He misses with a fastball. Chinea, low and inside, 1-0. Misses again with a fastball, low and inside, 2-0. And he sends that one into left field, but it's caught. Rodriguez has it. It's out number 2. Here comes Sebastian Negron. 2 outs. Bases loaded. Splitter misses inside, 1-0. And unbelievably, Chinea is going to get out of this one with no damage. The Napoleónicos strand the bases loaded. They're remaining ahead 10-1, but boy, that could have been so much worse. As we head into the 6th inning, they remain ahead by 9 runs. And we have another piece of Liga Nacional Puertorriqueña history to share with you. What year are we going to this time, Luisa?
This time you're taking a look at June 11th, 1902. Hercules Guerrero and his Palomas win their 5th game in a row, knocking off the Mulos in the first game of a doubleheader. Guerrero, who entered the game batting .389, is a key part of the 4-1 victory. He draws 3 walks, gets hit by a pitch, steals 2 bases, scores 1 run, and drives in another. And yet, in the only official at-bat he gets, he grounds out to first, meaning his 31-game hitting streak is over. Worse yet, in the second game of the doubleheader, Guerrero and Sidra lose, also 4-1, to those same Mulos. Hold on. I'm confused. He wins with the Palomas in the first game of a doubleheader, and in the second game he loses with Sidra? Oh, Sidra, Palomas. Okay. Man, you confused me.
What did I do now?
You used the team in city in different places. I didn't remember they're the same team.
Mm-hmm.
You know how I am.
Yeah.
The trials of Hercules, am I right?
Substituted says, hey, by the way, how you doing? Substituted says, it's your fault. You're out here confusing people.
You are.
That's true. That is what I'm always doing. Hang on. I know exactly what to say. Where is it? Boom.
Technology.
There. First legitimate use of the commissioner emotes.
Nice.
Yeah, Hercules Guerrero, he's still very good a few years later, though he's certainly not Ilustrísimo like he used to be. But that's okay. I think he won Ilustrísimo the year that Benji Valdez won Nobilísimo, I think.
Huh, okay.
That was... I want to say that's true. I think that's before they made it a hard and fast rule that you can't win Ilustrísimo as a rookie. You can only compete for Nobilísimo.
Interesting, okay.
Yeah.
He's still playing, huh?
Oh yeah, for sure. He's not very old at all. He's got to be early 30s, I want to say.
Nice. So he's still got some years left in the baseball?
Absolutely. His nickname is El Azulejo, the Blue Jay.
Ooh.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, why is that?
Great question.
Blue Jays being native to the North American continent, I want to say. So,
Yeah,
maybe he played somewhere north?
No, he's new to baseball in the 20th century. I don't think he has any Canadian ancestry. Maybe he just really likes blue.
Sure.
Which is weird because he signed up for a team that wears red and brown.
And that the team is the Palomas, but he has a different bird nickname.
Yes. Maybe that's the joke. He thinks he's too good to be a pigeon. Yeah, no, that's a good move. They all have bird nicknames. I like that.
Yeah. I also like that his name is Hercules Guerrero, but he's on a team of the opposite type of thing,
Hmm.
Palomas. A very,
Yes.
very peaceful and
That's
gentle.
that's what generates all his energy. The oppositional thing there.
Oppositional defiance disorder of baseball.
I think to be a ball player, you have to have at least 1% ODD.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a necessity.
Hmm.
Anyway, top of the sixth, Xyzzy Plugh, 82 pitches over 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 9 strikeouts. Faces the top of the Lajas lineup, Garcia, Rodriguez, Mercado. Garcia is 0 for 2 on the day. How are you doing, substituter, by the way? We haven't talked in a while. Moran pulling it down on one pitch, a sinker. Boy, he should not have swung at that. That was way out of the zone. Here comes Narciso Rodriguez. He is 0 for 2 as well. 1 out, bases empty. As that's a curveball. It's in there for a strike. He doesn't like the call, and he's got a point, really. 0-1.
Yeah.
That is swung on, hit over the line, and foul as it twists away from left fielder Mingus. And here comes Narciso Rodriguez. 2 strikes, 1 out, no one on. Hits that one into the air, up the pipe, and it goes right to center fielder Castro, who's doing his absolute best to look like an actual outfielder out there. Rosendo Mercado comes up next. 0 for 2. Says substituted. Love in Chicago. Saw the magnet today and had to take a pic for you. For those of you, I don't think there are too many of you watching this right now. But for those of you who watch it later, substituted has one of our Milagrosos del Macao magnets, crying rain cloud. One of the very first mascot bowls. We are currently on mascot bowl 5. Got some cool graphical assets that we'll hopefully pull out tomorrow so everybody can see it. And of course, Chicago. I mean, the most American city, the holiest American city now. You know, because
That's
the
true.
Pope is from there.
Yeah. Baseball Pope.
That's right. Mercado holds this swing on the curveball. 1-0. Mercado takes it for ball 2, 2-0. We are hoping to be there for a friend's wedding over the summer as he misses the sinker 2-1.
Gonna go look at that big bean.
That's right. Yeah, the bean that I looked at for the first time when I was like 15.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Someone's
2-2
a big
count.
shot who's been to Chicago.
Not only have I been to Chicago, I've stayed in the same hotel in Chicago multiple times without realizing it.
This guy.
And I recommended some members of my family to go to the Lou Malnati's deep dish place near us. Or no, sorry, Giordano's near us. And when they got there, they had run out of pizza. It's a pizza
Ugh.
place.
No,
That's
you
what they
can't.
do.
That's terrible.
2-2 count. Ooh, Plugh working a full count on the sinker there. Oh, that's very sweet of y'all. Yeah, we will for sure let you know. But it's a full count, and you know what that means. This will be a payoff pitch.
Woo.
Hey, he got him. 10 strikeouts
Woo.
for Xyzzy Plugh to end the inning. The Fobianos go down 1-3, and we head into the bottom of the sixth. Isidoro Chinea is going to try to hold it here at a 9-run lead against the Napoleónicos with Tynan, Mingus, and Plugh up to bat. Chinea is through 4 outs, 2 hits, 27 pitches. Buddy, that is rough. So here goes nothing. Tynan is 1 for 3 on the day. He doubled back in the 4th inning as he holds up on that fastball 1-0. Splitter misses down and away. It's ball 2. Says substituted. Someone was telling us there was a Lou Malnati's close, and we thought he was weird and saying Illuminati.
I did think that for a second when you said it too.
There's a bit here. I don't know what the bit is, but there's a bit here.
Yeah.
Maybe you just say Illuminati when talking about the pizza place. Like, hey, do you like Giordano's or Illuminati's better?
Mm-hmm.
And you just see if people get it. I think that's the bit.
It's a triangle-shaped pizza.
I mean, I don't hate the idea. As a pizza place bit, as a culinary bit, makes no sense. It's not a good
Yes.
idea. But as a comedy bit, pretty solid. One would imagine. If it's liquid, you fucked up.
If it's a Chicago pizza, it's a casserole, so you don't have to worry about it.
I'll let you take one guess at what motion I'm doing right now with my fist.
You can't do that. This is a clean stream.
2-1 count. We're past the watershed. It's fine. He checks the swinging time on the splitter. 3-1 count. And he misses. So that is Chinea's second walk of the night. And here comes Mingus, who's 2 for 3. He, of course, had the grilled... Nope, he had a club sandwich over the right field wall. Man on first and no outs. Let's see what happens here. Mingus watches that splitter miss inside. 1-0. That fastball misses low. 2-0. He hits that one foul. To the right. To the left. 2-1 count. You would think that my life would be more debilitated by my routine ability to switch directions, and yet, it has not mattered that much.
Which what directions?
I just said he hit it foul to the right a while back. He hit it to the left.
You just meant stage right, so
Sure.
it's fine.
Sure. Yeah. The actor in me was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 2-2 count as he fouls off that fastball. Splitter misses low. Full count. You know what that means. This will be a payoff pitch.
Woo!
And that's back-to-back walks for Chinea. Second and third walks to bring up Xyzzy Plugh, who is 1 for 3 after that grilled cheese shot. And Chinea here with 2 on and no outs. Has got to pull a rabbit out of a hat here. As that is fouled off. Boy. If you're any Fobiano on the field, you clenched during that ball. 0-1 count. Plugh punches it through the right side of the infield. Let's see how much they move the runners. Oh, Van Houten's ties up early. Tynan and Mingus take third and second. And here comes Juan Castro, who's 1 for 3. Bases loaded with no outs. So you have to expect some runs here. As that splitter misses low. 1-0. Castro lines that one to center field. Should be a perfect sac fly, I would imagine. Tynan comes home on that. It is 11-1 for the Napoleónicos there as they run one in. That leaves 2 on with Nathan Moran, who's 2 for 3 up to bat and 1 out. That's the first time they've scored in 2 innings. Moran swinging at the first pitch. Puts it on and they're gonna... Wow! Did they get him? Moran brings home one with a single, but Plugh is out at third.
Oh, man.
That is some intellect there. That's a heads-up play there. When you realize you're not going to be able to stop the run, but you can at least get that out, nicely done. I think that might get you a major league call-up sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Anyway, with 2 outs and a man on first, here comes Americo Fofaya. He's 1 for 2 with a ribby. Sorry, I was doing my impression of a Spaniard for a second there. He's been on base every time, and, well, that's not going to be a thing anymore, as he sent that one right up to the shortstop, and he sent it on to Moran. 2 hits, 2 walks, 2 runs, 1 runner stranded. Yauco, as we finish the 6th inning, now on top by 11 runs. If this were Little League, we'd have mercy ruled it.
I really made the wrong prediction for this game.
Happens. We can't all be Isidro Damos. But before we continue with it had better be the bottom third of this game. We are going to have another word from another of our wonderful sponsors. Louisa, the booth is all yours.
Thank you. This item is from April 12th, 1871. And it is titled Complaints. We have received a few mentions that, on certain parts of the island, Articles 7 and 8 of the Policing and Good Governance Act, which requires that on Sundays and holy days of obligation, stores, warehouses, and other public establishments be closed in the morning during the celebration of the parochial mass and from 2 in the afternoon on, are not being obeyed. We would hope that this abuse will be corrected. If it is not, we will see ourselves obligated to publish full names and other details that, for the moment, we choose to omit. Hoping that this slight indication is enough for our fellow citizens to observe the laws currently in force. Extremely passive aggressive from the bulletin on this one. I'm trying to figure out the hours. So they have blue laws. I do understand that. But let's see. Closed in the morning during the celebration of the Mass and from 2 in the afternoon on. So does that mean stores can only open for like an hour or two on a Sunday? On a holy day? That's pretty rough. I guess at the time, you'd know you have to go to the store at this time, but it's quite strict.
I was trying to remember what. Who were the complaints from?
It seems like the Bulletin Mercantile is ready to snitch. I don't know if they complaints
Oh
were made.
yes, this guy.
They want to say that stores and other warehouses and public establishments are violating the blue laws.
Yeah, so liberal of them.
Yeah. So let me ask you, do you know more definitely when it says the establishments must be closed during the celebration of parochial mass and from 2 in the afternoon on, does that mean they get a window in there of like an hour or two they're allowed to be open?
I don't know if mass at the time was well, mass is usually an hour, and it would when I went to Sunday morning mass, it was pretty strictly 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like you get done noon or 1 and then you have to be closed by 2.
My guess is that you would be open before mass as well.
No, you have to be closed in the morning. Oh, during the celebration. Okay, so you're saying you think on Sunday mornings they could be open until
Until
mass.
mass, and the thing is, in this presumption, right, that everybody's Catholic, you're going
Yeah.
to go to mass anyway, so there's not going to be anybody in the store in the first place. But obviously, some people were not doing this, and I want to point out, as far as I know, some of these laws are still in force now. When I was a
Yeah.
kid, it was pretty common to have multiple parts of a Walgreens or a CVS roped off until noon on Sunday. And
Oh
it
wow.
wasn't always the parts you were expecting.
I was gonna say around here we had liquor stores weren't open on Sundays until my adulthood, but that's quite different from even drugstores. Geez.
Yeah, yeah. Well, to be fair, we're talking here about do they sell like beer and wine in drugstores in your area?
No, they cannot.
Exactly. See, we can. So
Gotcha.
I think
Yeah.
that's part of the thing there.
Yeah.
So, top of the seventh inning, Xyzzy Plugh, 92 pitches over 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 10 strikeouts. Will face Perez Van Houten Mendoza. Perez is 0 for 2 on the day. And he swings at that first pitch. That's going to be an error for sure. Modesto trying another one of those beautiful plays. He doesn't make it happen this time. And Perez will be a base runner. As here comes Houghton. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a man on and no outs. Plugh got a bear down here. And not miss inside with a sinker, which is what he just did. Low with a curveball, 2-0. Gets the strikeout just barely on the second curveball, 2-1 now. Plugh might be in danger of giving up his first walk all game to this guy. Houghton sends it to first base, and they'll get just a one out. Tynan sends it to second to retire the lead runner. Good work from him. And instead, Van Houten will be on first. Here comes Mendoza, who's over 2. Man on first and 1 out. Mendoza swinging at that first pitch. It's a can of corn to the center fielder Castro. He's got it, and it's out number 2. And now pinch hitting for the Fobianos de Lajas. Number 6, Luis Martin. First pitch to him is right to Modesto. He throws to first, and the inning is over. That looked like it had the potential to at least be annoying, but it wasn't. Yauco remains ahead 12-1. And it looks like the Napoleónicos are going to do us a favor and speed up the game a little bit by pinch hitting on their own. Now pinch hitting for the Napoleónicos, number 54, Dallin Long. This appears to be his first at-bat of the season. He will face Isidoro Chinea, who is at 2 innings and a third over 44 pitches, 4 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, and no strikeouts. Long sends that one foul on 1. Long watches that fastball. He gives it a long look, you might say.
I won't.
1-1 count. Long takes a long swing at that and misses it. 1-2.
Yeah, keep workshopping it.
And now he misses that one. It's strike 3, and he's long gone.
Oh, man.
4-pitch strikeout for Chinea, the first of any Yauco batter in this game. And he will now face pinch hitter number 16, Ramon Solano, who is... This is his first at-bat. I would also like to note that there have been some changes here. It looks like Claudio Negron is now in right field. Number 62, Raul Hernandez, is now at first base, and Niso Ortiz has moved over to shortstop.
That's weird. Is that weird?
And it's the minor leagues. They just
move all your guys around? Huh, okay.
Well, they pinch hit, so they had to. Now, who they pinch hit for, I couldn't tell you. I should know, but I don't. Well, it was their shortstop. They pinch hit for... Oh my god, what was his name? How do I not remember this? Oh no, they pinch hit for the right fielder. They pinch hit for the Diaz.
Oh no!
How could they? How could they?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a 1-0 count on Solano. And foul as he bounces it over the line. 1-1. Fastball misses wide. 2-1. Solano hits that one hard to right field. And that pinch hitting opportunity worked out for him. He gets a single. First at bat in pro ball, first hit in pro ball. And here comes Sebastian Negron, who's 3 for 4 on the day with a ribby. He's got a run on first and 1 out as that splitter misses low. 1-0. Negron hits that one to third base. That's a double play ball if I've ever seen one. And that's exactly what happens. Perez to Van Houten to Hernandez at first. The Napoleónicos have only 1 hit to speak of in that inning as we head into the 8th. Before we continue with this game, we have, 2 more pieces of LMP history, right?
Yes, correct.
What year are we going to after this inning? Sorry, right now, I mean.
Right now, we are going
The Funk Soul Brother.
Yep. Find out about this date, June 11th, in 1903, the very next year.
You threw it
Scott
away.
What?
You gave it away.
Boy. Scott Conroy was not a good pitcher when he was traded to Lares in 1903, but for a bad pitcher, he sure had a weird penchant for shutouts. And what a shutout he spins on the Mulos, allowing them just 2 walks and no hits, in becoming the 2nd Canadian pitcher and 13th of any nationality to throw a no-hitter in the LMP. The first was Carter Patullo, who had just been
Um, this might just be my headphones, so it's possible that people are hearing you. After Patullo, the sound cut off.
The first was Carter Patullo, who had just been traded from Naguabo. Within the next few weeks, Steve Berger, Jacques Mollet, and Bob Gibson would all join him. So there was a real run of no-hitters there, huh?
Yeah, in 1903, we thought that was going to be the heaviest year, and then I think either uh, 05, 06, and 07 have all been just larded with them.
Wow, so pitchers are getting real good, huh?
And they're getting very dominant, yes.
There's going to be a change. You can tell.
Yeah.
At some point, it's going to break.
Yeah, the dead ball era that we're in right now, you've got the combination. The wrinkle here, the difference between how our world worked out and LMP verse is that you have the bucherones. You have already Babe Ruth like guys who can hit home runs. So part of what the pitchers are getting used to is preventing that from happening. And so that's part of the problem. Like, if I remember correctly, Home Run Baker held the single season record for home runs when Babe Ruth broke it. And I think his single season record was like 12.
Oh, geez.
And that's already, like, we've had people in the Liga Nacional Puertorriqueña hit, 30, 40 home runs. So,
yeah.
Obviously, there's a bit of a sea change there. But pitchers are still very dominant, so it's more a question of adjusting to specific hitters. With 78 teams, way more players, way more hitting philosophies are out there. Things change all the time. There's a lot of churn in that regard. And so it's very different from how it was in our universe, where kind of the rules of baseball became very standardized at this time. There's just no way to do that with 78 teams in a league. Are you kidding me? You can't get anybody to agree on anything.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So anyway, in the top of the eighth, Xyzzy Plugh is at exactly 100 pitches over 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, no walks, 10 strikeouts. He faces Ademar Carrasco, number 43, a new pinch hitter, and this guy might actually be trouble. OPS of 944 with a run batted in. See, this is pretty normal as he misses the curveball there, out and away. This is actually pretty normal in the minor leagues. In the late innings, you always want to make sure that everybody gets some reps. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, Dallin Long is now at third base, and now at shortstop, it's number 46, Valeriano Cardoso. 0-1 count. That's hit hard, but it's right to left field, and Mingus able to grab it there. Easily done. New pinch hitter for the Fobianos, number 58, Juan Carlos Garcia. So they've now replaced their shortstop and their second right fielder. Garcia is sitting on an 819 OPS, 1 home run, and 5 runs batted in. He comes in with the bases empty and 1 out. Plugh gets ahead of him already. Sinker in there for strike 1. That is sent to second base there. Easy peasy little forkball ground out. Negron has it, throws to Tynan, and Garcia is down. But they'll leave alone Santiago Garcia, who's 0 for 3 on the day. He'll get another chance to try and improve that OPS with 2 outs and the bases empty. As Garcia holds up on the sinker, 1-0. That's been the only difference you've seen. Some guys are just swinging out of their shoes at those curveballs and forkballs. Some guys are holding up on them, but he's been able to keep them under control really well. 2-0 count. Well, I say that, but he's missed 3 pitches in a row, so he's going to have to work his way back in here. It's a 4-pitch walk. The first Plugh has given up all game, and it'll bring up pinch hitter number 27, Miguel Angel Rios, who has never gotten a hit in pro ball.
Oh, jeez.
He had 6 at-bats in 14 games last year. He's had 2 games this year and 1 at-bat, and he has yet to get a hit in any of them. Maybe today's the day. 2 outs and a man on first. He gets the sinker in there, strike 1, 0-1. He holds up on the slider, 1-1. Ooh, daring to use the slider against him. That is grounded out to Negron. He throws over to first, and unfortunately, it is not Miguel Angel Rios' lucky day. The Napoleónicos remain in front of the Fobianos, 12-1. We head into the bottom of the 8th, and they've got a chance to tack on some more. Tynan, Mingus, and Plughs will face Chinea, who is at 54 pitches over 3 1/3 innings. 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, but hey, he's got a strikeout. He is in there for strike 1 with a fastball. That is, inside. Could have been a little tight, but no, he manages it. Tynan grounds that out to the new shortstop, and he throws over to first. Perez throwing over, Carrasco has it, and Tynan is cut down. Sorry, I should have mentioned. Now in left field, number 62, Raul Hernandez. Now at shortstop, number 8, Filemon Perez. Now in center field, number 58, Juan Carlos Garcia. Now in... I think he may have already... Nope, he was not in there. He was left field before. No, now in right field, number 31, Santiago Garcia. Now at first base, number 43, Ademar Carrasco. Now at third base, number 22, Sean Scott. That's it.
Okay.
Ooh, this Sean
like
Scott looks interesting.
Chairs out there.
Learning about some new guys. Do you think he actually meant to say, like, my name is Sean and I'm a Scott, and they just were like, yeah, Sean Scott, we get it.
Yes. Mr. Manager.
That's right. Graham Ruff is now pinch hitting for the Napoleónicos, number 56. Let's see how this at-bat goes. 1 out, base is empty. As he watches that fastball low, 1-0. Is that going to be called a strike? No, fastball misses low again, 2-0. The third fastball looked lower, but is somehow called a strike, 2-1. Graham sends it down the left field line, but foul, 2-2. Chinea here with a chance at his second K of the night after he put one right down the Chimenea. That is swung on and caught by Hernandez in left field. Guess all we can say is that's rough, Graham.
Pretty good. I like that one for some reason.
Yeah, I cannot for the life of me decipher why. As here comes Xyzzy Plugh, 2 for 4 with 2 ribbies on the night. Chinea at 61 pitches. Plugh, of course, homered earlier. And is he going to do it again? No! He flies out to center field on 1 pitch. Garcia makes the catch to retire to side. Yauco going down in easy fashion. 1, 2, and 3. And before we get to what is almost certainly going to be the end of the night, I believe we have one last piece of history to discuss.
We do. That is June 11th, 1905, but wait, also 1907. We're jumping right over 1906. Since he signed with Florida in 1903, Luis Castro has led the resurgence of his ball club as a steady presence at the top of the rotation, especially the last 2 seasons, over which he started 85 games, pitched out of the bullpen in another 42, earned 20 saves, and struck out almost 800 batters. If you want evidence for how far he's come as a pitcher, in 1905 he needed 12 innings to fan 16 Poetas, but 2 years later he put a spell on 15 Hechiceros in the regulation 9. Incredible.
He's a great pitcher. He won Excelentísimo in, I believe, 1906 and came in second or third a couple other ones. We were talking about Radamés Martinez's emphasis on, conditioning, stamina. It's incredible how good he was, how good Luis Castro was. The man pitches like 400 innings like it's nothing.
That's amazing.
it's an impossible load for most pitchers. And yet he just goes in, he pitches his 42 starts, and then he just throws in 10 games for the heck of it. Why not?
Is he still, this is, very current to when we were watching this game. Is he still active? Is he still at the
Oh
height
yeah,
of his
extremely. Yeah,
playing?
yeah. He's not
Amazing.
by any means old. He is, let's see here, Florida. Luis Castro is 21.
Mogotes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Mogotes. He is
Nice.
21. He's been pitching since he was 16. On the year, he has started 15 games. He has also pitched in 4 other ones, but we don't need to talk about that because as a reliever, he's actually doing pretty badly this year.
Ah.
But he's 11-5 with an ERA of 1.75. He's struck out 115. He's walked 45. He's got 10 complete games in his 15 starts and 4 shutouts.
Wow.
He's been allowing more guys, and his fielding independent pitching is higher, which means that he's probably, yep, there it is. He's hit 7 dudes this year. That's your problem right there. Nowhere close to a leading amount, by the way. The current lead, I believe, has hit 17, and we're not even at the halfway point. And it's not Ted.
Oh, amazing. Even more impressive.
Ted is, I believe, at half that. I want to say he's at 9.
What? That's impressive.
Yeah, it really is, huh? He got serious. Maybe he had a kid.
He's having some real character growth.
Yeah. All right. Before I forget again, now at third base, number 54, Dallin Long. Juan Castro moving from center to left field, still number 43. Now at shortstop, number 46, Valeriano Cardoso. Now in center field, number 56, Graham Ruff. And now in... Was he in right field to begin with? I feel like he must have been.
They're just doing it to confuse you now.
Yeah, honestly. Plugh, top of the ninth, 111 pitches over 8 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts. He will face Rosendo Mercado, who is 0 for 3 on the day. He's struck out twice. And here he watches that sinker miss. He's decided to take a few pitches, see what happens. Oh, no, he hasn't. He swings at the next sinker, which is inside, and misses it 1-1. Hits that one backwards, foul, 1-2. Let's see if Plugh finishes him off here. Plugh misses inside with a sinker, 2-2. Hit hard, hit deep, but not rough at all. Graham's got it out there in center field for out number 1.
That one was a little strained.
I might say it was a little rough.
Oh, boy.
I wanted to see how we're doing here. Ooh, interesting. The Zumbadorcitos and the Malditos are playing.
Oh. Who's... darn it.
Bottom of the 7th, Naguabo is winning 5-4, but Vieques has the tying run in scoring position with 2 outs. And Marcial Lopez, who is 1 for 3 with 2 ribbies on the day. Look at those uniforms. They're amazing.
Yes.
They're batting against Velimir Marinkovic, who is through 6 2/3, 3 runs, 10 strikeouts. Oscar Anaya hit a home run for them, and Huáscar Tanguma hit the 3rd home run of his season for the Malditos. I think he took over as starting catcher this year, which I bet Ziad Mazin is not happy about.
Yeah.
That's okay. Angelopoulos is getting a little big for his catching pads. He's starting to demand he be put in the starting lineup and whatnot, and it's like...
Oh, no.
So he might get traded. And in that case, Mazin would be the next logical choice to come up.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine. I don't really mind making that change. Angelopoulos is a starting caliber catcher. He deserves to be on a team that's going to start him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Xyzzy Plugh, 116 pitches. He will face Filemon Perez, who is 0 for 3. Filemon Perez, right to Tynan, who steps on first, and that's out number 2. Perez is out. Jim Van Houten, 1 for 3 on the day. One of the 3 hits anybody's gotten off of Plugh. Let's see what he can do. He's the last possible out. Sinker misses wide, 1-0. Will he swing? He does, but it's foul, 1-1. Count evens. Misses inside with a curveball, 2-1. That is bounced foul. Jim Van Houten down to 1 strike. Xyzzy Plugh here could get 11 strikeouts on the night if he can come through. He misses with the curveball. This is a full count, so you know what that means. This had better be a payoff pitch.
Woo.
Swings and fouls it off. So we continue. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming right up. Van Houten fouls that one off as well. Man, he is not going quietly. You got to give him that. Swings on that one. Lifts it into left field. Caught by Castro out there. And the Napoleónicos win this one 12-1. Plugh gets his 2nd win of the season on a beautifully pitched game. 9 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run, which was earned, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts, throwing 80 of his 125 pitches for strikes and stealing his 13th base of the season. Joan Godard takes a 2nd loss. He lasted 8 outs, allowed 11 hits, 10 runs, 8 of which were earned, 5 walks, no strikeouts, and 2 home runs. Isidoro Chinea, who started probably 2 days ago, I'm guessing,
Wow.
came in and finished the rest of the game. 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 3 walks, but key, 1 strikeout. Other than that, let's see. Plugh also added with his home run and had another base hit as well. So he was all over both sides of the ball in this one. Nathan Moran with 3 hits in 4 at-bats plus 2 runs scored and a walk. Sosaya drew 2 walks. And Sebastián Negron, who, again, he basically, this is his first game in pro ball. And he managed to put up 3 hits. So nicely done, everybody. Oh, and who can forget? Josh Dominguez, who drove in 3 with his club sandwich, I believe. Yes. And also scored 3 runs in his 2-hit game. So beautifully done game by Yauco. They really pushed it very hard against Lajas. But, of course, pitching is going to be the difference at this level. And Joan Godard is not a good pitcher yet.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts before we let him go?
Well, I really messed up by picking Lajas because I was just so impressed by their green-on-green Argyle socks. But it was a great game. I love to see a game with a lot of runs being scored. Like, that's just exciting. So, good game all around. It was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Next week, we should be back with either some Navigadora stuff or, depending on how it shakes out, if we can get to some of the special prospects, especially if we can head out to see Sherdlu and Stonehand in Mayagüez, we are going to try to do that and get you in to watch them. So we'll see how that works out. But until then, this has been, as always, Isidro Montalvo Espinosa, broadcast coordinator for Liga Nacional Puertorriqueña en Vivo. Gente, buenas noches, gracias mil y Dios les bendiga.